Welcome, everybody. Ooh. They kind of got it. Wow. All right. Welcome, everybody. Today is the January 8th, 2018 organizational meeting for the school board. We do call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We have a series of items on the agenda today. It's not that long, so I'm not going to have Dr. Schultz run through it. But the first action item is the annual election of the board chair and board officers. So I'm going to open up nominations. Are there any nominations for the office of chair?
I'd like to nominate Lenny Wallen-Friedman for board chair.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any? I'll have to do this 3 times, by the way. Are there any other nominations for board chair? Last call for board chair. Any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, I call a vote on board chair. All those in favor of Lenny Wallen-Friedman for board chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Are there any nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Sarah Patzloff for vice chair.
Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Last call for nominations for vice chair. Hearing none, all in favor of Sarah Patzloff for vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next is nominations for clerk. Are there any nominations for clerk?
I would like to nominate Erica Allenberg for clerk.
Are there any other nominations for clerk? Any other nominations for clerk? Last call, nominations for clerk. Hearing none, all in favor of Erica Allenberg for clerk, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Or nomination carried. Next, are there any nominations for treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Matt Fox for treasurer.
Are there any other nominations for treasurer? Any other nominations for treasurer? Matt, you want to throw another name in? Any other nominations for treasurer? Hearing none, all in favor of Matt Fox for treasurer, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Matt is elected treasurer. Next is assistant treasurer. Are there any nominations for assistant treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Ellen Jones for assistant treasurer. And Mr. Chair, may I combine our 2 assistant clerks to this vote as well?
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Amir Garby as assistant clerk and Owen Michelson as assistant clerk.
Are there any other nominations for assistant treasurer and or assistant clerk? Any other nominations for assistant treasurer and assistant clerk? Last call. Any other nominations for assistant treasurer and assistant clerk? Hearing none, all those in favor of Ellen Jones for assistant treasurer and Amir Garby and Owen Michelson for assistant clerk, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are on to approving the minutes. And actually, what I should have said to begin with is welcome to the new school board members. For those people that are reading our agenda, you see that a consent item is acceptance of their oath. They've actually already been on the board since the 1st of January this year. So welcome to our new members, and we're kind of excited about the year. I hope you are also. Next is approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the December 11th work session, the December 11th regular meeting, the December 18th closed meeting, and the December 19th special meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any changes to the minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have hearing from members of the audience. We do welcome community input.
That was canceled.
Yeah, well, it's on the agenda, so it's uncanceled. Requests to speak must be made prior to the meeting. We do request that any comments be kept to 3 minutes. We do ask that you not make comments about individuals. If you have comments about individuals, that those should be directed to the superintendent. We do have one request to speak from Wayne Wenger.
Mr. Chair, could I just make a comment?
Yes.
That it was, I was asked by a constituent if we would be doing this, and I did inform the constituent after just talking with our superintendent that this would not be an item, and so I'd just like to publicly apologize that there was a miscommunication.
And I own that apology too. So thank you. I apologize for that.
Thank you. Yes, please, by all means.
So wait and see if you have a microphone, please. Welcome, Mr. Wenger.
Thank
You
you.
can speak into the microphone. Doesn't sound like it's on.
No, it doesn't.
After the League of Women Voters meeting, I sent an email to Mr. Schultz, the superintendent, and the existing board members that were continuing on, because I was concerned about the scores in the MCAs for 2017, in particular the 11th grade math scores. And I addressed all of those members in the email. I listed the scores, and I was concerned about the 69.1% result for math overall, and I was even more concerned about the 14% score for the Black and African American students. And my question in the email was, what is your approach to minimize those gaps in the future? What steps were you going to take? And I did not get a response from anybody. So I'm repeating that question, and I hope I hear what steps the school board is trying to take to get better results in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I apologize for us not getting back to you. Dr. Schultz will follow up with you.
Okay.
And we do have your phone number. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to, well, first, is there anything to be removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, I would like to remove item D, which is appointing our architect, auditors, and legal counsel, and move those to action, please.
Item D is removed from the consent agenda. Is there a request to remove anything else from the consent agenda? Otherwise, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved?
Can I get a second? Second. Thank you. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are on to reports and discussions. And I think this is really more of an informational, unless people have, the question here is, do people have changes to the reports, to the committee appointments, liaisons, or the representatives? This will come up for action at the next meeting. And if you do have changes that come up after today, you can communicate them to me. Otherwise, if there are any changes you've noted now, let us know.
Are we able to ask a question?
Yes.
I noticed in the World Best Workforce committee that there were no parent. It was question mark. There were 4 parents, and it was left blank. And I was just wondering the rationale for that, because I know that parents did apply for that, and quite a while ago, and I just didn't know why it was still left blank, as why there were no parents assigned to that committee.
So my understanding was that we were going to assign the board members to the committees and then have the parents assigned to those, that the board members would work with that. In this case, would be Donna and Randy to appoint those, or to select those parents that would be on that committee.
I guess, what's the process and when will that be done, since they applied a couple months ago? Like, when will people hear back?
So I think it's once the board members work with, once those committees begin. I think, Sarah, you teaching and learning would oversee that? Is that?
And I am actually assigned to World's Best Workforce.
Okay.
Because it was previous member O'Brien. So
Okay.
with her rolling off, my guess is they were just waiting for us to get
Okay.
our
Yep.
new members in place,
Okay.
and then we'll get those people assigned.
Okay. Thank you.
But we can bring that up at teaching and learning next week as well.
I'm just wondering, is it possible to bring that up as a policy for the board in how we make our selections? What is the process? How transparent is that process? What's the procedure? Is it possible that we could move that discussion to a policy committee meeting?
Yeah, I think that you're going to be on policy. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be raise that with Stacy, who helps organize policy, and then and maybe we can actually talk about it at the next work session, not today's, but maybe in the January one. And if
Sure.
you could send out a note to the board saying what it is you're thinking of that we should do, then the board can give guidance to the policy committee, and the policy committee can act from there.
Yeah, because I don't think we've had like a consistent way of doing it typically. So That's a great idea.
Any other comments or questions on board committee appointments? All right, next we would move to our action item. Can I get a motion to approve the appointment of the district architect, the district auditors, and the district legal counsel?
So moved?
Can I get a second?
Second.
And Matt, can you hear us, Matt?
Yeah, it's going out in and out just a little bit. Sarah, thanks for moving to have that going from consent to action. I think one thing that the board wanted to make sure was clear and present to the community is that we'll be going through building out the beginning of a strategic plan starting here in 2018. And so it'll be critical for us to make sure we have the best vendors and suppliers so all of our kids have what they need. And as part of that process, I do recommend that we approve these vendors today, but I believe that all activities and use of school resources should be evaluated as part of the strategic plan. So I wanted that to be stated in full in addition to the approval today.
Are there, welcome. Are there any other questions or discussions regarding the appointment of the architect, auditors, and legal counsel? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the appointment of the district architect, auditors, and legal counsel say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Information. Are there any other? Is there a leadership update? Where are we at time-wise? Oh, this is going to be even quicker. All right. So we have finished our agenda. Is there any objection to adjourning? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.